Hey guys, it's Mr. Selby here. Today we're going to do a little bit of equations work. So we're going to do equations of lines. Hopefully everybody's doing well. All right, so we've learned a little bit about slope. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on using slope to figure out how to draw lines, okay? So this should be quite a review from algebra, all right? So we found the slope of lines. Now we're going to write the equation of a line given information about the graph. Okay, so we're going to solve problems by writing equations. Okay, so slope-intercept form is, hopefully you guys remember that from before. That is y equals mx plus b. We're going to go a little bit more in depth of that. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, hopefully you guys remember that. Okay, so here we are. Slope-intercept form is a linear equation is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so m is the slope, which is 3. B is the y-intercept, which is 8. All right. Point slope form of a linear equation is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 is any point in the line and m is the slope of the line. What you can do is you can take point slope form. So if you have a point on a line and you have the slope, you plug them into point slope form, okay? Solve them for y, and you got slope intercept form, and then you can graph the line. So that's kind of how it works. That's what we'll be doing today. So what we need to start with is write an equation slope-intercept form of a line with slope of 6 and y-intercept of -3, and then graph the line. All right, so to start off with this, we're going to write down slope-intercept form. I always like to write down what the formula is before I even get started. Y equals mx plus b. That's what I put on top of my paper every single time. All right, and then I plug in, okay? M is the slope, okay? We know the slope is 6, all right? So we just plug it in for m. We know the y-intercept is -3. Plug it in for b, all right? Same equation, just written plugged in. Simplify. And for that one, the only thing to simplify is that you just take out the parentheses. All right? Plot a point at the y-intercept is -3. So we start here at the origin. We go down 1, 2, 3 to -3. We'll plot a point there, okay? And then use a slope of 6. Or remember, whenever you have a whole number and you have a slope, you just put a slash there and then put a 1 underneath, okay? 6 over 1. Because remember, any number divided by 1 is that same number. So 6 divided by 1 is still 6, okay? And remember, a fraction is just dividing. So 6 over 1 is the same thing as 6 divided by 1, which means it's just 6, okay? So let's just say your slope is 29. It's the same thing as saying 29 over 1, all right? So for this one, though, it's 6. So that means you go up 6 points. Because remember, slope is rise over run. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when we go over, we always go to the right, okay? We go over 1. All right, so 6 over 1. This is going to be where our second point is. And then we can connect them and keep those lines going on forever. All right? Draw a line through the 2 points. And that is our perfectly graphed line. Check your progress. So right now, I'm going to stop speaking for about 5 to 10 seconds. It'd be great if you guys could pause this and try and solve this on your own. All right, hopefully you're able to solve this. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line with slope of -1, y-intercept of 4. Don't forget our equation is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so as you can see, the y has to be by itself, so a is incorrect. All right, y equals mx plus b. There shouldn't be any negatives there. The only one is going to be is the positive 4. Y equals mx. Okay, m is slope of -1, which is -1x, but any number times 1 is you just get rid of it. So just -x plus 4, our y-intercept. All right. Write an equation in point slope form of the line whose slope is -3/5 that contains -10, 8. Then graph the line. Okay. Hopefully you guys remember point slope form. If you don't, that's the first thing you should write out. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, point slope form. So that's what you should have after you plug in your points. Our y1 is 8. Plug it in right here for the y1. Our slope is -3/5. Plug it in here for m, slope. Our x1 is -10. Plug it in here for x1. All right? Then you solve it. So First thing you do is you simplify. X minus negative 10 is the same thing as x plus 10. All right. Then you're going to multiply negative 3/5 times both of them. Oh, you're going to graph the given point. Oh, yeah. Okay. So they're going to graph the given point, and then you're going to use the slope. All right. There you go. Check your progress. Write an equation in point slope form of the line whose slope is 1/3 that contains -6 or contains 6, -3. Why don't I stop speaking for about 5 to 10 seconds? You guys try and solve this one on your own. All right, hopefully you're able to solve this one. Here it is, y plus 3. So remember, it is y minus y1. You're like, but Mr. Selby, that's got a plus. This is -3. So y minus -3 is the same thing as y plus 3. Okay, so that's why B is the correct answer. Equals, so it's y minus y1 equals m, which is 1/3. So m should be right here. X should have x, okay, minus x1, which is 6. So it should be y plus 3 equals 1/3 x minus 6. All right, 2 points. Write an equation slope-intercept form for a line containing 4, 9, and -2, 0. So the first thing we want to do is find the slope. So we use our handy-dandy, trusty slope formula equation, okay, which should be m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, slope formula. All right, so our x1 for this is 4, our x2 is -2, our y1 is 9, and our y2 is 0. So we plug those in. 0 minus 9 should be -9. And then -2 minus 4 should be -6. All right. -9 divided by -6 comes out to positive 3/2. So then we use point slope form. Okay, remember point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right. We'll use the first points, 4 and 9. Okay, we already know our slope. Okay, so we just plug that in along with these points. This is our y1, so that goes in there. This is our x1, so that goes in there. So we got y minus 9 equals 3/2 times x minus 4. All right. Then you want to distribute. Okay, so this becomes 3/2 x minus 6. All right. You want to add 9 to both sides, and you end up getting y equals 3/2 x plus 3. And that is slope-intercept form. All right. Write an equation slope-intercept form for a line containing -3, -7, and -1, 3. So you want to use you want to find the slope first, so use slope formula. All right, which in this case is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, plug in your numbers. We got 3 minus -7, which becomes 3 plus 7, which will come out to 10. We use -1 minus -3, which becomes -1 plus 3, which turns out to 2. So you should have 10 over 2, which should be 5. Okay, then you put in point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, we're going to use the first one, should be -1 and 3. Don't forget our slope is 5, so we plug everything in. 3 is our y1, which is why it gets plugged in here. -1 is our x1, which is why it gets plugged in here. All right, then we got to distribute, and it's going to come out to 5x plus 5 equals y minus 3. Add 3 to both sides, and y equals 5x plus 8. All right. Check your progress. So why don't you guys take a second, see if you guys can solve this one on your own. I'm going to stop speaking for 5 to 10 seconds. Why don't you guys try and pause this and see if you can solve it. Okay, hopefully you were able to solve this problem on your own. There's the answer, y equals 2x minus 4. You guys are probably like, Mr. Selby, how did you figure that out? Well, luckily for you guys, Mr. Selby wrote down how he figured it out. Let's see, I just got to find out where I wrote it down. All right, cool. So we should have, let's see. Here it is, 3, 2, and 6, 8. All right, so I put them in, use my slope formula. Okay, I wrote it right here at the top, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Plugged in my numbers, 8 minus 2 and 6 minus 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is the same thing as 2 divided by 1, which comes out to 2. Then I put it in point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 2 equals 2x minus 3. Distributed, y minus 2 equals 2x minus 6. And then added 2 to both sides, y equals 2x minus 4. All right. Hopefully you guys were able to solve that one on your own. If not, try. Do your best to get some more practice, okay? Email Mr. Selby, message him on Schoology, come to office hours, okay? If you need some help with this, reach out, please. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line containing 1, 1, and 4, 10. So I'm going to stop speaking for about 5 to 10 seconds. It'd be great if you guys could solve this one on your own. Pause the screen and solve it. All right, hopefully you were able to solve this one on your own. You should have gotten C as your answer. All right, so you're probably like, oh, Mr. Selby, can you teach us how to do this one? Yes, I can. Thank you for asking. All right, so we've got 1, 1, and 4, 10. So slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that becomes 10 minus 1 and 4 minus 1, which becomes 9 over 3. All right, which becomes 3 over 1, which just becomes 3. Then we've got point slope formula. Let's sub in the first point, which is 1, 1. So we got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, which becomes y minus 1 equals 3 times x minus 1. After we plug everything in. Then add 1 to both sides, y equals 3x minus 2. Boom. Oh, yeah. All right, on to the next one. All right, write an equation of the line through 5, -2, and 0, -2 in slope-intercept form. All right, step 1, slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so realize the slope is 0. It's a horizontal line. All right, point slope form. All right, plug in our numbers. Y plus 2 equals 0. Simplify, y equals -2. Boom. So whenever you see y equals -2, that means it's a horizontal line. If ever you see an x equals something, that means it's a vertical line. All right? So write an equation of the line that passes through -3, 6 and 9, -2 in slope-intercept form. I'm going to stop speaking for about 5 to 10 seconds. It'd be great if you guys could solve this one on your own. Okay, hopefully you're able to solve this one on your own. All right, it's going to come out to -2/3 x plus 4. All right, let's check it out. See how this problem is able to be solved. All right, so we're given -3, 6 and 9, -2. Put them in slope formula here, okay? y2 minus y1 equals, or over x2 minus x1, we end up getting -8 over 12, which becomes -2/3. Okay, so as you can see, -2/3 x, we've already got our slope. Let me pop it in point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so y minus 6, we plug in our numbers, so we get y minus 6 equals -2/3 times x plus 3. All right, then the next thing I did was I distributed. Okay, so y minus 6 equals -2/3 x minus 2. Then I added 6 to both sides. So eventually I get y equals -2/3 x plus 4. All right, and I put it in parentheses to show that it's a fraction. All right, in case you guys are curious why it's always in parentheses. A little bit harder to do on the computer. So, yeah. All right, key concepts. Educate the equation of a horizontal line is y equals b, where b is a y-intercept line. The equation of the vertical line is x equals a, where a is the x-intercept of the line. I've never seen it where they give you the x-intercept as a. So, yeah, that's exciting stuff there. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line perpendicular to the line y equals 1/2 x plus 2 through 2, 0. Okay, so the important thing to know here is that they've given you the slope of the line, and they just don't even know it. So remember, a perpendicular line has a slope of, that is the inverse of this. So if this line is 1/5, okay, that's the slope of this line. Perpendicular of that would be 5 over 1, which just would be 5. And you also change the sign and make it negative. Or if it's negative, you make it positive. In this case, it's positive 1/5. So we're going to flip it, make it 5 over 1, and then we're going to make it negative. So it's going to be -5 as the new slope. All right. Then we're also given this point. So now we've got it in point slope form here. This will be our x1. This will be our y1. That's -5 over 1 is our slope. Boom. Pop it in. All right. Add 10 to each side. So the equation is y equals negative 5x plus 10. They use slope-intercept form here. I would have just used my handy-dandy normal point-slope form, but their way works just as well. All right. If you need to, feel free to pause it here. Kind of like, be like, oh, try and figure out if there's something here that you are not completely cool with. What they did was they plugged in a slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. What they did was they took m, which we knew was negative 5. They put our x in here as x. They put our 0 in here as our y. All right. 0 equals negative 10 plus b. Add 10 to both sides. You get 10 equals b. So remember, b is our y-intercept. So now you've got the y-intercept slope. You're good to have slope-intercept form. All right. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line perpendicular to the line y equals 1/3 x plus 2 that goes through 0, 8. Okay, hopefully you're able to solve this one on your own. If not, pause it now and try and solve it on your own. If you did or you had trouble with it, I'm going to tell you the answer right now. It's going to come out to y equals negative 3x plus 8. All right, and let me show you how to get that answer. Okay, so let me go down to this part. Okay, so y equals 1/3 x plus 2. All right, and it goes through 0, 8. So we know that our slope is 1/3, but we're looking for the perpendicular slope. So we flip this, and it becomes 3 over 1, and you make it negative, so it's going to become negative 3 over 1, which is negative 3. All right? We know that our points, our x1 is 0, our y1 is 8, perpendicular slope is negative 3. So we plug it in to the slope point form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, which would be y minus 8 equals negative 3 times x minus 0. Y minus 8 equals negative 3x. So add 8 to both sides. Y is going to equal negative 3x plus 8. All right. Remember, if you have trouble with these and you're like, I don't understand how to do this, all right, there are a bunch of resources available to you, okay? I've posted YouTube videos to go along with this video, all right, that hopefully will be able to help you out, all right? And if those do not work, there's also a fact sheet, okay? And there's also office hours with Mr. Selby, okay? Lots of advantages here if you don't understand this. You got to reach out, though. Got to reach out. All right, rental costs. An apartment complex charges $525 per month plus $750 of annual maintenance fee. Wow. Whew. Write an equation to represent the total first year's cost A for R months of rent. Okay? So A is going to be similar to our Y. R is going to be similar to our X. Okay? So it's going to be Y equals mx plus B. This is going to be our slope times how much it is, like per month. And this is going to be our y-intercept. So for each month of rent, the cost increases by $525. So the rate of change or slope is $525. The y-intercept is located where 0 months are rented, or $750. So we know it's going to be 525 times how many months there are, which is R, plus 750, okay, which is our y-intercept. It's all going to equal A, which is our year's cost. So A equals MR plus B, which is going to be A equals 525R plus 750. Total annual cost can be represented by the equation A equals 525R plus 750. All right. Luckily, the amount of months is 12, so you are able to figure it out because if you rent it for a year, that's what it would come out to. All right. So an apartment complex charges $525 per month plus a $750 annual maintenance fee. Compare this rental cost to a complex that charges $200 annual maintenance fee but $600 per month. If a person expects to stay in an apartment for 1 year, which complex offers the better rate? Ooh, this one's a tough one. All right. So what you want to do for this one is write it out, okay? You're going to have 750 plus 525R equals A, okay? So if you're going to be in there for 12 months at $525 per month, okay, that's what you need to do. 525 times 12. And that is going to give you 6,300 plus 750 is going to leave it at 9,000. Did I do it right? Let me just double check. 525 times 12 and 6,300 plus 750. 7,050, okay? 7,050. And then the other one is 600 times 12, which is 7,200 plus 200. So it's actually going to be more expensive for you to rent the second one at $600 per month. You should get the first one. All right. Pretty much just how Mr. Selby explained it. All right, so check this out. Put them both in slope form. Substitute in R for both of them, okay, which is 12. So for a month or for a year, it would cost you $7,050 to rent in the first complex. Second complex would take you $7,400 for you to rent. All right, first complex is definitely a better rate. Okay, car rental company charges $25 per day plus a $100 deposit. Write an equation to represent the total cost C for D, days of use. Okay, so it's going to cost a $100 deposit no matter what. So C is the total cost. So it's going to be C equals something. Okay, and it's at least going to be $100. So we're going to add 100 to anything. Okay, so right now it's only looking like A or D. Okay, it's going to cost $25 per day, which means we multiply $25 by how many days there are, and D is going to be the amount of days. So it's going to be the total, which is C, equals 100 plus 25 times D. Okay. Oh, this is 25 plus D, so that's not going to work. It looks like it's going to have to be D. All right, last one. A car rental company charges $25 per day plus a $100 deposit. Compare this rental cost to a company which charges a $50 deposit but $35 per day for use. If a person expects to rent a car for 9 days, which company offers the better rate? So, again, I'm going to stop speaking for about 5 to 10 seconds. If you guys could try and solve this one on your own. Okay, hopefully you're able to solve this. It was the first company, all right? And you're probably like, oh, Mr. Selby, how does that work? Well, let me tell you. Oops. Put that one down there. Okay, this is the one I want to click on. All right, so first company, these are the equations, 100 plus 25x and 50 plus 35x, okay? X equals 9, so you sub it in. 100 plus 25 times x, x is 9. It's going to be 100 plus 225, which is going to equal 325. 50 plus 35x is going to be 50 plus 35 times 9, which is going to be 50 plus 315, which is going to equal 365. 365, which means it is cheaper to rent at the first company. All right. Let's keep going. Oh, that's it. Well, hopefully you guys learned a good amount during this lesson. But if you didn't, or you have questions or concerns, please reach out to Mr. Selby. You can email me. You can message me on Schoology. You can call the school. You can show up to office hours, or you can watch the YouTube videos posted below this. All right. Hope everything's going well. Hope everybody's staying happy, healthy, hydrated, and safe. Hopefully, I will see you soon. Thank you.